And this is your tutor, Mr. Oscar, and I want to again lay more emphasis on this area referred to as equation of a circle. And I'm going to use question 3 to be able to provide more information at your disposal as far as this area is concerned. And the question reads, the points with coordinates 5, 5, that is the x value and the y value, and -3, -1, the x value and the y value, are the ends of a diameter of a circle center A. So the question says or asks, determine part A, the coordinates of A. That means the coordinates of the center of that circle with those two ends. Then part B, the equation of the circle, still getting referred to as, and expressing it in form x squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c is equals to 0, where a, b, and c are constants. Now, I'm going first to have a circle getting drawn so that now we can be able to represent all that information on that circle. So I'm going first to have equation of a circle. Then I'll draw my circle. Good, that's a good trial. And in that case, I can be able first to have what we call a diameter. Good. A diameter must pass through the center of the circle. Center O, it must equally divide the circle into two halves. So you can have two semicircles. Good. And you have been given the ends. Let me say end B. Let me say this is end A. Just for the purpose of your understanding. And the coordinates given are 5, 5, 5, 5. And here we have been given -3 and -1. So because we have been told that the center of the circle is actually labeled as A, I'm going to use a different letter here. Can you see? So that you can be able to get the difference. So have a look at that. So I have the center of the circle getting labeled as A, as per what the question is saying. I have two ends of that diameter. We have end C and end B. The coordinates are given 5, 5, -3, -1. I can call this x, I can call this y. I can as well call this x, I can call this y. The first value is always the x value, the second is the y value. So these are the coordinates of the ends of this diameter. This is the end of this diameter, the end of this diameter. The coordinates are given. They want us to get the coordinates of the center of this circle. Good. Which is actually labeled as A. So I can call this x1, y1, x2, y2. So how do I get the center of a line? How do I get the coordinates of the center of a line? How can I get the midpoint of a line? In other words, it's easier. So midpoint of a line is actually obtained in the following way. So I can call this A, I can call this C, I can call this B. Have the center as A. I want to get the midpoint of this xy. The coordinates of the center of the circle, the coordinates of the midpoint of this line CB. Good. Now, going forward, I can come here and say, I can have here x1, y1 on my left hand side of that line, or that circle, for that matter. I can have x2, y2 on my right hand side of this line, or on the right hand side of this circle. So how do I get the coordinates xy? The coordinates of the center of the circle, or the midpoint of this line. We always say the x value, good, will be equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. That is it. The y value, the coordinates, the center of the circle, should be equivalent to y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Let me back my actually understanding on this. I have x1, I have x2. It is easier. x1 plus x2. So I just say 5 plus negative 3, x1 plus x2. So 5 plus negative 3. Then I divide this by 2. Good. Come here again to say y1 plus y2 divided by 2. y1, 5. y2, negative 1. So 5 plus negative 1 divided by 2. Okay. So I can even be able to do this. This is the x1. It is here. Look at that. x1, 5. The x2 is here. Look at that. And I divide by 2. Very good. Look at that. Okay, so I have to look at the other part of that working, and that will involve now saying y1, y2, 2. y1 is 5. Good. Our y1 is here. Look at that. Then plus our y2 is here. I'm going to write here negative 1. Like that. Good. So I'll divide this by 2. 5 plus negative 3, that is actually 2. So it's going to be 2 over 2. We're going to get our x. Okay. Then I'm going to have 5 plus negative 1, that is 4, divided by 2. We want to get our y. Great. So most importantly, we are going to have now our x. Our x is going to be 1. Our y is going to be 2. So x and y. So that means the coordinates of the center of this circle here have 1, 2. It means the x value is 1, the y value is 2. Okay, so xy is actually 1, 2. So the coordinates of A. So that's what you're supposed to do in as far as that working is concerned. So just in case you have a question, you can be able to ask in that section of the comments. But that is what you're supposed to do, just in case you get a question that demands that you get the coordinates of the center of a circle. So I've actually been able to give you a very simple summary of what you're supposed to do. Great. That is well done. So we want to go to the next part of that question. Just have a look at that working, if I can be able to go to the next part of that question. Good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Great. So the next